Hello there and welcome to Nanaba's Kitchen. Let's make cured lamb braised rice. Yum. So this dish is a fun twist on Ghanaian angwamo, which is braised rice. We're using cured lamb, which I cured here by myself, and it's going to be absolutely delicious. Just wait and see. I love making this dish because all you need are a few ingredients. We're going to be amplifying this dish with lots of onions, which we're going to caramelize. So it's going to be so impactful in flavor. Also, to the mix, we're adding some green habanero chilies. For my spices and seasonings, I have white peppercorns, which I recently crushed. I also have a combination of half and half onion and garlic granules. My husband recently traveled to East Africa. He was in the spice market of Zanzibar and he brought me some goodies. One of them is this meat masala we're going to be using today, as well as some tandoori masala. I also have some curry powder, some salt to taste, and here is my meat. Now this is cured lamb. And I used lamb shank and lamb ribs. The lamb was cured over 24 hours in the fridge with grains of selim, star anise, green cardamom, cloves, rosemary, bay leaves, green peppercorns, which you may substitute with whatever kind of peppercorns you have, and then a lot of salt. After 24 hours in the fridge, it is perfectly cured and ready to use. First, we're going to boil the meat. We need that sweet onion essence in the meat and the broth. So I added half a handful of sliced onions to it. Because we cured the lamb with lots of salt, we have to boil it to, one, get some broth, and also to extract a lot of the salt from the lamb. This will take about 30 minutes. Next thing we're going to do is fry our onions. We need a bit of green seasoning for this recipe, which I have ran out of, so I'm going to make some real quick. We need garlic, lots of flat leaf parsley, bell peppers, 1 chili, and that's all she wrote. Our meat is now cooked through and tenderized. We've separated it from the broth. And now here is our broth, which we're going to cook the rice in. It's delicious. It smells so fragrant. Oh, and it's nicely seasoned as well. Also, the meat is without all that salt. Next, we need some of this onion infused oil to brown the meat first. We have two types of rice for this recipe. This here is basmati rice, which will become more slender and elegant, and it will really encourage the fluffiness we're looking for. We're going to wash this first. We're going to toast our basmati rice until it's very nutty. And here is jasmine rice, double the amount of basmati rice. We're going to wash this as well. Jasmine rice also cooks fluffy, but it can cook nice and soft. And I want both textures in this recipe. Now our rice has cooked halfway, and we've also added our meat after we stirred the rice, moving the bottom to the top and vice versa. Now we need to cook the rice through, because I don't know if you can capture it, but we have some rice bits in there that are still crunchy. We need to cook that through, and in order to achieve that, we will need to trap the steam. And here is where we apply parchment paper and the lid of the pot. Make sure it's tightly sealed. And then we're going to turn the heat down all the way to very low. The very lowest heat setting. So I have 2 out of 10, and we're going to cook for the next 25 minutes to 30 minutes. We will be pairing our rice today with kelewele. Our ingredients are 6 ripened plantains, cloves, salt, pepper, sugar, chili flakes, flour, ginger. Let's peel our plantains. Although kelewele does not typically call for sugar or flour, I like to add both for the spices to adhere to each piece of plantain. Kelewele is a Ghanaian fried plantain. It's ripened plantains and it's spiced, seasoned, and fried until it is golden brown and sweet. Also, adding the flour actually does a few things. One, it creates a crispy outer layer that you will enjoy. So try it. I know you will love it. Also, it prevents the fried plantain from absorbing too much oil during frying. Now, this is how I prep my plantains. I cut them up first into halves and then into bite-sized pieces. And also chop it on the board, which is actually the safest way to do it. So I recommend chopping on the board. I'm going to grate the ginger. And you need about a half teaspoonful of ginger. Light-handed with the cloves. Just a little bit will go a long way. Then the chili flakes, sugar, crushed black pepper, pinch of salt to taste, and we're going to mix it together. Make sure everything is well coated. Here comes the flour. The flour is going to create a crust, a crunchy crust, and that's why I like to add it. And we're ready to fry. Let's fry it up. I have onion infused cooking olive oil in here, and that's what we're going to fry our kelewele with. Let's make a quick, easy omelette. Yum. We need 6 eggs, a little bit of water, like a splash, salt and pepper to season, little bit of butter, green seasoning mix, onion and garlic granules, and a pinch of curry powder. I'm going to melt the butter, but I'll add the curry powder to it first, and then I'll melt it up. All right, that's nicely melted. Set that aside, and now we're gonna go in with our seasonings. Salt, a bit of pepper, green seasoning mix, splash of water, and our butter, and curry powder. Mix this up. When all your ingredients are evenly mixed into the eggs, we are ready to fry, and we start on medium-low heat. Splash of oil. We will be frying in batches because I intend to get 4 omelets, at least 4 omelets from this recipe. So here we go. Once the oil heats up a bit, go in with a batch. And do not wait for it to completely set. As soon as you see it setting, you want to start gathering the edges into the middle. And this is how you create the fluff. So if you leave it to just set and get your crispy edges, you will not get fluff. All right, so we want our omelets to be fluffy. At least that's how I like to cook my omelets. And before it is completely set, it's a good time to go and form them or fold them into the shape you want. So you can get a rectangle or a triangle, or you can create a log like I am doing. And perfect. It is set, it is cooked through, and now we can set it aside. It's also not overcooked, all right? All right, so set it aside and let's cook the next batch. Enjoy the process. "35 minutes later, our rice should be cooked. Look at all that condensation. We want to be sure and careful that we don't spill the condensation into the rice. So carefully remove your parchment paper. What a good looking rice dish. It is cooked through, no crunchy areas. It's fluffy and soft at the same time. Now recall in the beginning that we toasted the basmati rice till it could not be toasted anymore. The reason we did that is so that we can get a really nutty vibe in the end when we're serving it. And if you try that and not skip that step, you will love it and you will always make this dish this way. Now we are also serving it communal style. Imagine you go to a Ghanaian restaurant and they bring this to you like this now. You'll pay anything for it, so I guarantee it. This thing went down really well. It was very delicious. Now, the bottom, right here, we have that crispy golden brown action going on. Nothing better than crispy rice bottom. Oh, so good. And this one is so flavorful. Yes, at some point I just mixed it all in, and now I am also introducing my fried onions. Yes, so we're going to layer it on in between the rice layers. And that's how I like to serve this dish. Friends, keep on watching and see how I put it all together. It is just so mouth-watering. And if you serve this at your next party, the holidays are coming up. If you serve this dish the way I'm doing, friends, it'll be a statement maker. It'll be a conversation starter, a show stopper. Your guests will not stop talking about this. This is one of those dishes, those feasts, that after you have served it and plated it, you just sit back and enjoy all the oohs and the ahs and all the emotions, okay? The great emotions from your guests, your family members, and whoever is sitting at the table. Isn't this beautiful? Everything has gone on, and I've added my fresh red chili sauce and my fried green chili sauce. This is the chunky kind. I have recipes on my channel, so please check them out. And yes, make sure you add some herbs and some fresh sliced onions, because this dish is so rich in flavor and you need something fresh, crunchy, and light to cut through all of that richness you have going on the platter. And yes, from the communal style plating, you can also serve a plate. It's just beautiful. And look at how the meat, the cured lamb, turned out. Let me tell you, if there is anything known as flavor, this is it right here. This is a lot of flavor layered into this one dish. Enjoy, friends. That bite is for you. Thank you so much for watching, friends and family. I hope you enjoyed this feast with me, the preparation. And yeah, you are all invited. I'm eating virtually with you all. Thank you so much for watching. If you did not leave me a like yet, kindly do so. And make sure you replicate this recipe or all the recipes and come back with your feedback. I enjoy reading your comments. And also, if you're not subscribed, please do so. And make sure you come back and watch other videos. Thank you all so much. Look at that meat, how it's falling off of that bone. And let me tell you, curing your lamb for this recipe makes all the difference. Just 24 hours in your fridge. Please don't skip that step. You will absolutely love it. Make it a great day and have fun, especially in that kitchen.